this month LCMM meeting. And in this short educational leadership presentation, I am going to share with you one of the most important elements that every successful teacher, every successful leader, whether they are a business leader or a spiritual leader or a political leader, they all focus upon doing one thing. That's what I am going to share with each and one of you in this short presentation, because knowing this one simple secret will help you to fast track your career towards success and also the vision of impacting 1 million lives. What do you think that could be? Can you mention in the chat box? Because I just created a build-up for you. What do you think that one small secret that differentiates between an ordinary leader and an extraordinary leader? What is the one thing they always focus upon? What do you think? Mention in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are able to get the right answer. Okay, thank you very much, Lakshmi, for saying consistency. Yes, it is required. Discipline is required. Yes, Raju. What do you think? How do you think that any business can scale up in a bigger way? Okay, how do you think that leaders build a successful business? Thank you very much for sharing, taking action. Okay, so let me share with you my screen and quickly share with you one of the biggest way, okay, one of the biggest, super biggest, okay, this is the biggest reason why successful leaders are born is because they have learned to build championship team. Yes, they have learned to build successful championship team, and that's because of the reason why they are able to build their coaching and training business to a larger level. Okay, whether it is a coaching business or any business, it applies the same. Because you look very closely, if you look at the people in your circle and you don't get inspired, then you don't have a circle, you are actually having a cage. So that's the reason why successful leaders in the world, they always focus upon how can I build a championship team in my business, which will help me. Now, you may be asking the question, why this is important? Okay, why this is important? Let's talk about why. Because see, there are a lot of things in life is very, very easy. Okay, but some are very, very hard. But you tell me, which is easy to follow? The hard choices are easy choices. The easy choices are always, easy to follow, but they actually, they give a hard life later. Okay, but some of the right choices are not easy and simple. Maybe sometimes it is hard. Successful leaders, they understand one of the difficult things that we need to do is always work upon in building a championship team. Why? See, you already heard, no, the proverb of if you want to go far, okay, if you want to go fast, you heard about that, no? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go as a team. Have you heard about this saying? Now you tell me, as a coach or a trainer, do you think that we can run far or run fast? What is your goal in your coaching and training business? Just mention in the chat box, far or fast. Okay, you want to run fast or you want to run far? People who have wanted to run fast have given up the entire business in short span of time, and they got distracted, they get digressed. But as a teacher, our goal is having a larger vision. Our goal is a little far ahead, no? So if you have to impact 1 million lives, remember, it's not a fast track approach, it's a far approach, right? It will take few years for us to impact 1 million lives. So that's the reason why it's important to invest your time and money in building a successful team. You can run on your own, you can run everything on your own, but as aspiring coaches and trainers, most of us, we need to do a lot of things. It took more than 10 years for me to figure out on my own, but then the minute I started collaborating, started cooperating and working with other coaches and trainers, I realized that I can actually do faster. So that's the reason why if you have to run far, build a team. And that's the reason why in TLC we always say, hey, a mastermind community is a team of like-minded people. When we can work together as one community, all of us get benefited in the longer run. Do you all agree with me? Type the word agree in the chat box if you agree with me of whatever I just shared right now. But now the question is, how do I build a championship team? Many people understand the importance that if I have to build a successful business, I need to build a team. Okay. Even now, many of you are aspiring coaches and trainers, and some of you are already slowly building your coaching business. But tomorrow, if you want to become a world class, you need to have a team also, right? Maybe an external vendor team or internal team or a mastermind team, because all these things, all these people are going to help us to achieve success. So when you study large organizations, when you study successful organizations, you will find that large championship team, they always follow 4 important qualities. They build 4 important qualities in their team. Whether we are talking about our TLC mastermind team, every group, every circle is a team, right? Yes or no? Do you all agree with me? They're all 20 of us, we are all one team. All 25 of us, we are all one team. And championship team, how many of you want your mastermind circle to become a championship team? Type the word team in the chat box. Because only when we create a championship team, it benefits everyone. But for that, we need to follow 4 important qualities. To ensure that we all follow the important qualities, we created the code of honor, because every championship team always follow a championship code also. We follow our leaders' code, but championship team follow, or they like the word code itself. Why? Because the word code actually brings in 4 important qualities among each other. So what are these code? Let's talk about the word C. Okay, if I have to take the word code as an acronym, let's talk about C. Championship team. What's the difference between an ordinary team and a championship team? What's the difference between an ordinary TLC mastermind community circle to an extraordinary circle? Is nothing but the culture with which they have built. Okay, what's the culture? It's very, very important that every mastermind community builds a culture. The culture of learning together, the culture of implementing it together, and the most importantly, successful championship mastermind teams, they hold each other accountable. Hey, how many peer practice you did this week? How many delegates you invited? How many leads you have generated? No, they help each other and push each other, and they hold each other accountable. How many of you would like to build a very strong culture in your mastermind community? Just mention the word yes in the chat box. Now, IBM founder says that culture is a strategy for breakfast, probably for lunch and dinner also. If the culture is not set in a team, the entire team will collapse. And culture can be set by learning together, implementing it together, and holding ourselves accountable for each other's success. So if you have to build a championship team, step 1, we need to build a very strong culture. The reason I'm just sharing to all of you is because you're all the leaders of every mastermind community, and our job is to build a solid culture. So if you have to choose among these 3, culture of learning, culture of implementing, culture of holding accountability, what will you choose to follow this month in your mastermind? Mention in the chat box. Will it be learning? Will it be implementing? Or is it going to be accountability? What culture you would like to implement in your mastermind circles? Go ahead and mention accountability. Okay, implementing. Excellent, excellent, very good. I'm talking not about you as a person. I'm talking about how you can work with your teams. Now, the next one is, how about building a feeling of oneness together? Remember, it's all about, if you've gone to Kerala and see their Alapi boat race, you can distinctly find the difference between a winning team and a learning team. The entire team rows the boat together because they connect themselves together. They feel that oneness together. And our goal as the mastermind leaders is, can we build a big team? Because when we have a bigger team, remember, there is more opportunities available and more bonding opportunities. And when we have a bigger team, we can actually set a bigger vision. Right now, we think very small vision, but when we have a bigger team of, say, 30 members in each and every mastermind circle, do you all agree with me? Bigger opportunities are available for all of us to learn, to grow, and help a lot of people. Do you all agree with me? So that's the reason why it's important to build a oneness among all the members together, bond with each other, and all of us share the same vision. How do you build the oneness in a team? When all of us share one common culture and one common vision. Do you guys have a common vision for your mastermind circle? What's your common vision for your circle? Mention in the chat box. If I can call randomly any member of your mastermind circle, will they exactly tell us what's the vision for the circle? That's a question that we need to ask ourselves. That means if all of them are excited on the vision and the purpose, they all will hold each other accountable, and all of them will open up multiple doors of opportunity. Whatever I just said, does it make sense to you? Type the word MS in the chat box if you think what I just said right now makes sense, because ultimately we are all sailing in this boat together and traveling together itself. Okay, so the number one is culture. The number two is that oneness that we need to build. Build a one strong dream team of like-minded coaches and trainers. Now, the word D stands for discipline. You know, without discipline, nothing is possible. How many of you agree with me? You may have some amazing vision and goals, but the only thing that bridges between your vision and goals and your accomplishment is the discipline. Discipline of what? Discipline of doing marketing together, discipline of learning together, at the same time, taking care of your own body, mind, emotion, spirit, everything. Because ultimately, our customers buy our own energies first. If you do not take care of your own physical health, mental health, and emotional stability, and the larger purpose and the sense of helping others with a larger purpose, it's not possible to build discipline. This is where many teams, this is where many individual leaders, they lose in their business and life. They do not become disciplined. You need to ask yourself, if I have to give a discipline score for my mastermind team, a rating of 0 to 100, 0 is less, 100 is more. What do you think that your mastermind circle rating is? Just mention that number in the chat. Just type in your circle name and put a score for that. How disciplined are the members in our community, in their marketing, in their learning, in taking care of themselves, coming regularly to the meeting? What do you think? What do you think is a percentage? Do you see a scope of improvement over there? And that's what leaders like you and me have to always focus on. Human beings don't like discipline, but at the same time, they like order in their life because they need someone to guide them step by step by step. And that's the reason why your job and my job as the leader of the mastermind community is important. Remember, other members are teachers, they are coaches, they are trainers, they are here to learn. But you and me are leading the community. So we also need to install a little bit of discipline in the entire journey. Okay, that's number 3. And number 4 is how do I engage with everyone? Because an engaged member, an engaged participant will always stay with us for a long time. So it's always important that people always remember what they do in their life, not what they see or what they hear. So that's the reason why successful championship team ensures that every member are engaged in the common vision and purpose. By coming to the weekly meeting regularly, they update their weekly report in the TLC tools. Are you guys updating your weekly reports? If you have to rate yourself from 1 to 10, how will you rate yourself? Updating you as a leader in the TLC tools, the weekly report. Remember, the weekly report is number of leads you generated this week, revenue you created, any assets you created, and the number of peer practice hours. These are the 4 parameters we need to update. Remember, if we do not update, our members in our community will not update. So we need to build that engagement, because that one regular update creates an amazing dashboard, and those numbers actually motivate. And what are the another ways to engage members is to invite delegates. And reason why we invite delegate is to help everyone to get connected with more new people. And every mastermind has members from varieties of cities and countries, right? So it's an opportunity for us to expand our subscriber base. Remember, every delegate can become a subscriber for our email newsletters, can become a subscriber for our lead magnets, or probably they can get the book. You all agree with me? So if each and every member can even invite one delegate per week or max 1 month, remember the amount of delegates who will walk into our circle, and the engagement will be very. Do you all agree with me? The week where we had more delegates, our members were more excited, energetic, focused, and disciplined. And the week when there are no visitors or no delegates, the entire energy goes down. Do you all agree with me? And that's the reason why it's important to bring more delegates, because our members will become a little more disciplined. And also engage them in the fortnightly trainings, ensure that as an entire circle, we all come and attend the fortnightly trainings. Conduct a lot of socials, because socials is a place where engagement happens a lot. Probably in a few days from now, the summits and seminars you can also plan. So These are all the 4 code of honor. Okay, it's about building the culture, building the oneness, building the discipline, and also engaging with everyone. So what are you supposed to do to make more money? If you ask me as a leader, remember, if you keep doing the same thing again and again, you will get only the yesterday's results. But what can you do today? Okay, so if you want to change what you are doing, you need to change where you're going. No, so obviously we need to do something different. Now, if I have to ask you, this is what I will request each and every LC to focus upon this month. Can all of us start inviting more delegates and start adding more fellow colleagues in our community, coaches and trainers? Because every coach and trainer who walks into our community, remember, they come with a huge load of intelligence and we can learn from each other. So I'm talking about a little bit of new concept which we are going to introduce to each one of you in a few months from now. And for that, we need to prepare ourselves. Just imagine if we all have 30 members and we can actually have 5 members per our IST. What remember IST? IST means inner sphere team. You know that we can actually form different inner sphere team. Maybe we can have 5 members in the career growth, or probably 5 members inside the money, health, wellness, holistics, relationship, or probably skills or academics. Where are you? Which is your niche? Mention in the chat box. Where is your niche in your? Where are you focusing upon? Which area are you focusing upon? Just imagine. If we have 5 members per each IST, we will have 30 members, and each IST member, each group can actually start collaborating with each other. Start doing joint lead magnet sessions, joint webinars, joint collaborative business opportunities. So a lot more opportunities will open up, and a lot of people are already asking us, hey, I see TLC, we have a lot of coaches and trainers. Can you guys come and train in our college? Can you guys come and train in our corporate companies? Can you guys do a joint program in your associations and clubs? A lot of opportunities are opening up, but for that we need to be available, right? So for that we need to start applying our knowledge towards the growth and help the people. Yes or no? So that's the reason why it's really, really important that each one of us must start focusing upon building our circle size to 20. What's your current circle size right now? And what do you think in the next 1 month, that is by the end of June 2022, we can take our circle size? Because every new member you're adding to the circle is going to contribute to the larger opportunity. Each and every member who walks in can actually bring in more intelligence, knowledge, support system. And remember, the boat becomes, we have a long boat, okay? So we have more people to row the boat so that we can actually reach the destination little faster, okay? So I hope whatever I just shared with you makes sense, okay? What it was, I hope this was useful to each one of you. Go ahead and mention in the chat box what's your one key learning from this interesting presentation of how to build a championship team. So wishing each and every LC member here to build a championship team for each and every mastermind community so that we all can implement together and impact 1 billion lives. Thank you very much, and over to you, Veeresh. Thank you.